In recent days, international attention has increasingly focused on a series of political statements and policy discussions involving Iran, Venezuela, and broader developments in United States foreign relations. Media coverage has highlighted a complex mix of domestic unrest, diplomatic signaling, legal considerations, and strategic calculations, all unfolding against the backdrop of a rapidly shifting global environment. According to multiple reports, demonstrations in Iran have continued for several consecutive days across a wide range of cities. Participants have voiced frustration over economic hardship, inflation, and declining living standards. While some sources have reported casualties, official figures and independent assessments vary, and the full circumstances surrounding these events remain unclear. Iranian authorities, for their part, have stated that foreign actors are attempting to influence or amplify internal unrest, a claim that has been repeated in official communications. At the same time, statements from U.S. leadership have drawn renewed attention. President Donald Trump issued remarks emphasizing that the United States is closely monitoring the situation in Iran. He indicated that Washington would respond if peaceful demonstrators were subjected to severe harm, framing the issue as a matter of humanitarian concern rather than a declaration of broader conflict. Analysts note that such language reflects a familiar pattern of public messaging designed to apply pressure while leaving room for multiple policy options. Political reaction within the United States has been mixed. Some lawmakers have expressed support for stronger diplomatic and economic pressure, while others have raised concerns about escalation and the long-term consequences of military involvement abroad. Critics argue that strong rhetoric does not always translate into clear strategy, while supporters say public warnings can serve as a deterrent. This internal debate reflects long-standing divisions in U.S. foreign policy discussions. Parallel to developments involving Iran, attention has also turned toward Venezuela, where signals of potential diplomatic movement have emerged. According to official statements, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro has expressed openness to renewed dialogue with Washington. He suggested that cooperation on issues such as counter-narcotics efforts and energy investment could be possible if talks were conducted seriously and with mutual interests in mind. These remarks have been interpreted by analysts as an attempt to ease international pressure while exploring economic relief. U.S. officials, however, have emphasized that no final decisions have been made regarding next steps. White House representatives have stated that all options remain under consideration and that any future actions would be evaluated carefully. Observers note that this approach allows flexibility while avoiding immediate commitments, especially given the complex regional implications. The discussion has also included references to legal matters dating back several years. In 2020, U.S. authorities announced indictments against Nicolas Maduro and several associates on charges related to drug trafficking and organized crime. According to official documents, these allegations describe long-term investigations and are framed as part of broader law enforcement efforts. Supporters of the legal approach argue that such actions are distinct from acts of war and fall within established judicial processes. Critics, meanwhile, question the geopolitical impact of pursuing criminal cases against sitting foreign leaders. Commentators have compared the current situation to past U.S. operations, noting historical precedents where legal indictments were paired with targeted actions. These comparisons are used primarily for analytical purposes, highlighting similarities and differences in legal justification and political context, rather than predicting outcomes. Experts stress that each case involves unique circumstances and should not be viewed as a direct repetition of history. Questions have also been raised about congressional oversight and authorization. Some lawmakers argue that major foreign operations should involve consultation with Congress, while others point out that U.S. presidents from both major parties have previously authorized limited actions without prior approval. Legal scholars cited in media discussions suggest that existing frameworks allow for certain targeted operations under specific conditions, though debates over transparency and accountability continue. Beyond immediate legal and political issues, analysts are focused on the broader regional impact. Venezuela's internal power dynamics remain uncertain, particularly regarding the role of military leadership and opposition figures. Observers are watching closely to see whether political transitions could occur through negotiation or whether entrenched interests will resist change. Social media reports and anecdotal accounts suggest mixed reactions among the population, ranging from cautious optimism to deep skepticism. There is also growing interest in how neighboring countries may respond. Regional leaders in Latin America, including those in Mexico and Colombia, are reportedly assessing the implications for their own security and diplomatic relationships. Statements emphasizing national sovereignty and non-intervention have been shared publicly, reflecting concerns about setting precedents. At the same time, cooperation on issues such as drug trafficking and migration remains a shared challenge across the region. Economic policy has been another key topic in recent discussions. The U.S. administration has reviewed tariff measures, announcing delays or reductions on certain imported goods as part of a broader economic strategy. Officials describe these moves as efforts to balance domestic economic priorities with international trade considerations. Analysts note that such decisions can influence diplomatic negotiations by signaling flexibility or restraint. Domestic political developments in the United States have also intersected with foreign policy coverage. The president has commented publicly on his health and cognitive testing, suggesting that leadership fitness should be a standard expectation for high office. While these remarks are largely domestic in nature, they contribute to the overall media narrative surrounding executive decision-making and public confidence. Looking ahead, many questions remain unanswered. Observers are awaiting further clarification from upcoming press conferences, where officials are expected to address next steps, regional stability, and the potential for renewed diplomacy. Will talks with Venezuela progress into formal negotiations? How will international pressure influence internal developments in Iran? And what role will legal proceedings play in shaping future policy choices? Analysts emphasize that the current moment is best understood as a period of uncertainty rather than resolution. Statements from all sides suggest a desire to maintain leverage while avoiding immediate escalation. As events continue to unfold, media coverage is likely to focus on verified information, official statements, and expert analysis rather than speculation. This overview is presented for informational and analytical purposes only. It aims to summarize reported developments and public commentary in a balanced manner without advocating specific political positions. Viewers are encouraged to follow multiple sources and consider a range of perspectives as the situation evolves.